does white Christian nationalism intersect with the principles of the American Constitution? This question opens the door to a riveting exploration of the rise of white Christian nationalism in the United States and its implications for the fundamental principles of the American Constitution. The Constitution, a beacon of freedom, equality, and justice for all citizens, finds itself in a complex dance with a movement that has its roots deeply embedded in a specific religious and racial identity. Let's delve into the complex relationship between these two entities. As we begin this journey of understanding the relationship between the American Constitution and white Christian nationalism, we invite you to join the conversation. Your thoughts, perspectives, and questions are crucial to this exploration. We encourage you to actively participate. Hit the subscribe button, share this video with your friends and family, and most importantly, leave your comments below. Your engagement will help fuel this discourse, and together we can shed light on these complex issues. Remember, knowledge is power, and your participation can help make a difference. Now, let's dive into the roots of white Christian nationalism. The roots of this ideology can be traced back to periods of American history when societal changes threatened the dominance of white Christian culture. The belief system of white Christian nationalism revolves around the preservation of a white Christian identity for the United States. This involves the promotion of traditional Christian values, a preference for white cultural dominance, and the belief in a divinely ordained national identity. It's a worldview that often resists multiculturalism and religious diversity, arguing instead for the primacy of white Christian heritage in defining American identity and law. This narrative of a chosen nation is not unique to America, but it does play a distinctive role in the political and cultural landscape of the United States. The question then arises, how does this align with the Constitution? Does the Constitution support a Christian-centric governance? This question takes us to the heart of the American Constitution, the First Amendment. The Establishment Clause, a key part of this amendment, states, "Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion." This has been interpreted as a clear separation of church and state, a barrier to any form of religious-centric governance. Now let's juxtapose this with the beliefs central to white Christian nationalists argue for a governance rooted in their interpretation of Christian values, often prioritizing their interests over others. They see America as a Christian nation, and in their view, the Constitution should reflect this. However, this belief is at odds with the Constitution's Establishment Clause. The Constitution advocates a secular state, one that is neutral in matters of religion, favoring neither one religion over another, nor religion over non-religion. This neutrality is a cornerstone of American democracy, promoting an environment where all citizens, regardless of their faith or lack thereof, can thrive. White Christian nationalism's push for a Christian-centric governance challenges constitutional mandate. It seeks to blur the lines between church and state, potentially infringing upon the rights of those who do not subscribe to their particular interpretation of Christianity. This is not just about a difference in interpretation. It's about the fundamental principles that underpin American society. It's about the promise of religious freedom, a promise that is threatened when one group seeks to impose their religious beliefs through the mechanisms of state power. So, When we ask if the Constitution supports a Christian-centric governance, the answer is a resounding no. The Constitution supports a government that does not favor any particular religion. A government that respects and protects our religious diversity that is a hallmark of American society. The discord between the ideals of white Christian nationalism and the principles enshrined in the Constitution highlights the ongoing struggle over the soul of America, a struggle that will shape the future of this nation. How does white Christian nationalism interpret the Constitution? A fascinating question indeed. Let's delve into the Free Exercise Clause, a cornerstone of American democracy that guarantees religious freedom. It's a principle that white Christian nationalists hold dear. They view it as a shield protecting their right to express and practice their beliefs openly. But here's where it gets tricky. This interpretation often extends to a desire for laws and policies reflecting their religious convictions, blurring the line between religious freedom and the imposition of a single religious perspective on a diverse society. The beauty of the Constitution lies in its ability to balance freedoms with protections, ensuring no single group's rights infringe on those of others. Yet when religious freedom becomes a tool for exclusion or discrimination, we must question if the interpretation aligns with the Constitution's spirit of inclusivity and equality. The interpretation of the Constitution is a contentious issue. It's a debate that continues to shape the American socio-political landscape. What are the effects of white Christian nationalism on the American society and its democratic operations? At the core of this inquiry, we uncover the complex interplay between ideologies and the democratic tenets that steer our nation. White Christian nationalism has displayed substantial sway over crucial democratic facets, like voting rights and equal protection. White Christian nationalists have, on occasions, led endeavors to limit voting access, masquerading it as a fight against voter fraud. Such actions can disproportionately impact marginalized communities, thus contravening the democratic tenet of equality. Then there's the matter of equal protection. Ideally, the law safeguards all citizens irrespective of their ethnicity or faith. Yet the surge of white Christian nationalism has tried to elevate the rights of specific factions over others. This can result in discriminatory policies and practices that challenge the promise of equal rights protection. These influences aren't merely theoretical. They bear tangible, real-world consequences. They can mold our legal framework, sway our social conversation, and affect the lives of innumerable individuals. Nonetheless, it's vital to note that these challenges also bring forth opportunities. They can prompt us to reaffirm our allegiance to democratic principles, to participate in substantial discourse, and to strive for a broader, fair society. The impact of white Christian nationalism on American society and democracy is remarkable. So, what does this mean for the future of the United States? We've journeyed through the origins of white Christian nationalism, its interaction with the American Constitution, and its impact on our society. We've seen how it can pose both contradictions and threats to the constitutional principles that form the bedrock of our nation. This exploration underlines the critical necessity for vigilance and the unwavering commitment to uphold the principles enshrined in our Constitution. The Establishment Clause, the Free Exercise Clause, and the Equal Protection Clause are not merely words on paper. They are the pillars that sustain our democratic society, ensuring freedom and equality for all, irrespective of religion, race, or creed. In faced with a divisive ideology, we must remember that the Constitution is not a static document, but a living testament to our shared values. Ultimately, the Constitution stands for an inclusive democracy that celebrates diversity and equality, a vision we must strive to uphold against divisive ideologies. Thank you for joining us on this journey. We hope that this exploration has offered you a deeper understanding of the complex dynamics at play in our society. The beauty of democracy lies in the power of conversation, the ability to challenge, question, and grow. We invite you to be a part of this conversation. If you found this video informative and insightful, please consider subscribing to our channel and sharing it with your friends, family, and network. Engage with us in the comments section below. We'd love to hear your thoughts, your perspectives, and your ideas. Remember, knowledge is power. The more we know, the better we can understand each other, and the stronger we can stand together. Together, let's continue to explore, to learn, and to uphold the values that bind us as a nation. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button, share this video, and join the conversation. Let's continue this journey together. Your voice matters.